bare knuckle boxing is back in 2024 at BKB36 at the O2. Two of the men on the card joining me today. It's George Hillyard and Ionel Levitchi. Guys, how are we doing?
Yeah, we're good, man.
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Nice one. This is a really competitive fight. You're both this is kind of like a perfect matchup. I don't know if you guys feel that. You're both coming off the back of losses.
Totally.
Let's talk about that first. George, I'll come to you first. If you don't win, you learn. How are you coming into this fight, coming off the back of that loss?
Well, off the back of that loss, look, forget the story that everyone knows about what happened in that fight. And then Jim and Joe went, listen, we've got to put you back in with, you know what I mean? And this fight is harder than my previous fight. That's no disrespect to Roberto, who I boxed last time, but this fight's so much harder. Bigger puncher, you know what I mean? Stronger. So I've got my work cut out here.
Yeah, and I know, coming off the back of a loss to the king of BKB, Jimmy Sweeney, what have you taken away from that fight that you're coming into this fight with?
Listen, it's just another fight, different style. You can't compare, like some fight to the other, Everything is new, so I'm just getting my work done, It doesn't matter who is in the front, because you know what I mean. So all the styles are different, My style is different, his style is different, Jimmy's style is different, whoever's style is different. So yeah.
Let's talk about that because it is opposing styles, once again for you guys. George, you're the boxer. Ionel, you're kind of the brawler. And no disrespect to you, Ionel, but you're one of the fighters who's unconventional in the way you fight. And that actually makes you a harder opponent for someone like George, who is a traditional boxer. George, how are you coming into this? How are you kind of preparing for that style?
You can't, because he's so awkward and he can punch. He's strong. He's got that Eastern European toughness. So you know what I mean? And they don't go lying down. They come to fight. And as I said, without being disrespectful to my last opponent, this fight is so much harder. Like he's coming to take my head off. I know that in a respectful way. And so I've got my work cut, and I have to make sure that I'm training correctly and putting the work in for this, because it's going to be my hardest fight.
Yeah, because that style is really hard to counter, especially because, you're so used to that traditional boxing style that when someone like Ionel comes along with the way he fights, it's unpredictable and it's dangerous, isn't it?
Totally. The only fight I've seen him is I just got sent a video of when he boxed Jimmy Sweeney. And he was like catching Jimmy with some great shots, and you can see that. And Jimmy's a veteran of the sport, but and I just sitting there thinking, I don't want to be getting caught with these shots. You know what I mean? It's because bare knuckle, you get caught with them shots, it's good night. Don't care how good you are. So I have to make sure that I'm on my A game.
Yeah, and I know, to you, that style works really well for you, that kind of unpredictable style. But someone, with that boxing pedigree, the kind of pedigree that George has, knows how to kind of work around that and counter that. How are you going to make sure that your style wins you this fight?
Listen, I don't study my opponents like I usually do. I don't watch their fight. The only fight I've seen of George was his last fight, because I've been watching online. Yeah, that was the only fight I've seen. Because I don't search my opponents. I don't make my homework. You know what I mean? I'm just training my basics. And my styles. Because always, like back in the days when I used to, have a game plan, it never worked. Never, ever.
Yeah, same. Same.
I'm going, I'll do this, I'll do it. And when I was in the ring, that was totally opposite, So I said, fuck it. I'm not going to watch no one. I'm just myself. I'll adapt in the ring. So let's see. Yeah, I know he's a good fighter. All respect to him, there's nothing to say bad about him or something, But at the end of the day, we just go in there, do our jobs, go back to our families, and that's it. That's
well
all.
said. Well said.
There's obviously a lot of respect between you two. George, we talk about, your mantra for life is chasing the dream, but for 5 rounds, Ionel's in your way. He's the man in the way stopping you from chasing that dream.
Totally.
Does that respect, you have to put that on hold for those 5 rounds, right?
No. You don't put nothing on hold. The respect's always there. Right? Just because I'm fighting him, you have to respect him. Right? Because he's strong, he's powerful. He hits me and lands, he knocks me out. I can't be sitting there doing that. So I have to be on my A game, and I have to be fit, ready, and I have to show my respect, because you don't show respect in here, then you get found out. So yeah, I've got nothing bad to say, but I've just got a job to do, just like he has. We've both got stuff to do, and that's it. May the best man win.
Ionel, is that the same for you as well?
100%, 100%. Because we didn't choose to fight. Like there is nothing between us or something. Nothing going on between us. But whoever decides us to fight, we just doing our job. So just punching each other in the face and go home after.
I know we spoke a little bit about George's last fight. I know you've watched it. You just said you watched it. George in that fight was a very different fighter than perhaps we know that he is. Going off of that, how are you expecting him to come out in this fight?
Yeah, but listen, even that guy, I don't know what his opponent's name is, whatever, he's got a very different style of mine, It's like, I don't know. He's like hands down boxer. He has good boxing, but it's different style, So I'm not gonna watch that fight and say, look, this is the way I can beat this guy, That's never gonna happen, I've seen once that fight, that's enough. So I know 100% he's gonna try to get back in the win streak, So he's gonna get ready for the fight. I'm not trying now to say, oh, last fight was shit or whatever, that's gonna happen again. No, I'm taking as serious as I can, like I always do it. So yeah, we'll see that night. I can't say nothing, like now what's gonna happen or whatever, But I'm trying to do my best and win the fight, of course, like he does as well.
What are you expecting from George on the night? How are you expecting to come out?
I think he's gonna try to box me smart, avoid fighting, and maybe jab me or whatever, play around, run around. I don't know. This is the way I'm expecting. Like he's gonna box like a boxer, I guess,
And George, Ionel's had enough fights where we know what to expect from him. It's going to be aggressive, and he's going to be, he's known for his power. What are you expecting from him on the night?
Just that. Powerful, strong, and a hard night's work. That is one thing I know I'm getting. So if I don't prepare properly, I will get found out. So I have to come there in the best possible shape, the best possible me to beat this man. And just like him, I have to be on my A game. I have to be super fit. I have to be switched on. If I perform like I did in my last fight, I will get knocked out. I won't just get stopped on cuts. I will get knocked out. So I'll be on my A game. And that's it. Simple as that. I have to be.
His style is awkward, and he's aggressive. As the boxer, how would you account for that? What's the plan? What's the strategy?
Just keep everything nice and tight. Hit, it's an old saying, hit and don't get hit. And the only way you can do that is by being fit. So as I said, I have to be on my A game. And because he is a bit wild with them looping right hands, and if they connect, you see what's happened in previous things. It's good night. So I have to make sure I bring my balls that night and not my fanny flaps.
I know. Hearing that, what do you make of that? And how are you going to prepare? How are you going to come out for this fight?
Listen, I'm trying to prepare. Sometimes I gas myself, because I'm trying to I put power in every punch, because I'm not trying to win fight by points. I never win fight by points. I mean, in bare knuckle, yeah, in kickboxing, boxing, I won some of, hardly, but all my wins are by knockout. Yeah, I've been once to the distance, and that fight I've lost. Yeah, I'm not like how you say, like championship fighter or whatever, like 5 rounds. I'm trying to finish the fight as soon as that bell rings. I'm trying to finish the fight, because I'm not getting paid for a minute or whatever. So yeah, I'll try to work a little bit more on my fitness in case it's going more than 2-3 rounds. So yeah, that's it pretty much, and the rest just basic, just training power shots, and that's it.
It's a dangerous game when you're looking for the knockout because it's very easy to kind of gash yourself out, putting all that effort in, looking for those big punches. And if it doesn't come and suddenly you find yourself in that last round, you might not have nothing left. How are you preparing for that? Are you ready to go the distance?
I don't want to go to distance. Honestly speaking, I don't want to go to distance. I'll try to be ready for 5 rounds. But I think after 5 rounds, if you fight in 5 rounds, you're gonna have some bruises on your face, and both our face will be damaged. After 5 rounds. So you better finish the fight. But I'll try to to be on point with the cardio and everything.
George,
Totally.
when you hear that he's looking for the knockout, how does that make you feel? What are you thinking?
Well, it's the same thing. We're not in a tickling competition. We're in the hurt game. So we want to hurt each other. We don't want to. We want to hurt each other in the fight. We want to win. That's it. We don't want to hurt each other where there's we're physically hurting them. We just want to win. So we both want to win by knockout. And one thing I can say for this for sure, it ain't going 5 rounds. Either I'm going to get knocked out or he's going to get knocked out. That's what's going to happen because we've both got that style. So it's
Sounds good.
The only people that are going to win here is the crowd. Everyone's going to be excited. Everyone's going to be in for a treat.
100%.
When you go into this fight, is there any point where you think that mindset switch, that fighting brain switches on?
You have to be switched on, especially in bare knuckle. With gloves, you can get away with certain things, but bare knuckle, you can't get away with it. Bare knuckle, it doesn't really matter how good you are. Like when you say I'm the boxer, what does that mean? But it don't mean nothing. When you're strong and you can punch and you have to respect the man. And because if one of them lands, you get knocked out. It's that simple. You know what I mean? It is that simple, and you don't have to be a puncher anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because you get hurt just by bare knuckles to gloves is a complete different game. So yeah, may the best man win. I've got nothing bad to say. All I've got is utmost respect for any man that steps in that ring as well. And we're there to showcase our talent. We're there to win. We want to win, and the main thing is we both come out safe. That's it.
Ionel, what's your response to that?
I totally agree. Same. I don't want to repeat what he just said. So yeah, yeah, same, man, same. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're there for a business. We're gonna try to hurt each other. Of course, everyone will try to win that night. So that's it. No hard feelings. No whatever. No. So yeah, that's it. Pretty much. Expect some fighting.
George, what do you have that Ionel doesn't have that's going to get you this win?
Hair.
Well, my boxing ability is second to none. But in this, it doesn't. I've got to prove and this is what I will put. I've got to prove that I'm as strong because he's strong. He can punch, and I've got to prove that I can match him on that sense. So, as I said, I'll just on the night I'll just show what I can do. I said I ain't bad mouthing and saying I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm just going to get in there and give my best, and hopefully my best will be will make me victorious on the night.
I know. Same question to you. What do you have that George doesn't have that's going to get you this win?
Beard, power punches, and I don't know. Maybe more heart. I don't know. I can't say, but definitely power.
George, do you have heart?
I think we all know that. That last fight, if it weren't for the referee, I would have just kept going. Listen, you don't have to question any of our hearts. Right? What it takes to step inside that ring is a massive set of buttocks and a massive heart. And both of us have got that. So as I said, the only people that are going to win on that night is the crowd, the public, people watching on TV. The public is going to be in for a treat.
What do you think of that, Ionel? What's your response to that?
100% same. We're going to bring fireworks anyway. I can see focused, so that's, I don't like someone who's going to try to just come in there and, just come and run around. I want someone to come and fight, bring some good fights for the fans, for the fighting fans. So that's always matter, because the people are paying tickets or pay-per-view or whatever, to see some blood, to see some proper fighting, run around, jab and grab, like these pussy styles. We're definitely going to bring it. Don't worry. You'll see that.
Another night at the O2, talk to me about that experience. What's that, when you walk out and you hear that crowd and you're walking to the ring, what's that feeling like, George? Talk to me about that.
It's the best feeling in the world. Like when you get your name shouted out, like to walk out, like it's an amazing feeling. The only time the nerves really kick in is when they go, like they come in your room and say, Hillyard, you're on next. And I sit here thinking, fuck's sake, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Like, why? It's just like, and then you sit there thinking, should I just do a runner? You know what I mean? But it's all, and then as soon as you get out to the ring entrance, you're just like, all right, it's time to go to work now. Let's get going. So but you do have that little split second you sit there thinking, why am I doing this? You know what I mean? So, but listen, may the best man win and have a great, and may everyone have a fantastic night that night as well.
I know. What about you? How do you feel? How do you feel, when you're just walking out?
Like all the fighters have the same feeling, when you're in a locker, like they said, what makes you say like, what the fuck, man? Exactly. What I'm here for? But to just make you walk, you just switched on, and especially when I step in, in that ring, I'm just relaxed, and I said, okay, let's smash it, But before that, of course, I think every fighter, listen, I've got so much experience, in fighting. I've got over 80 fights, but that feeling, I think, is the same every time, the same, You say like, oh, I've got so much experience, I don't have any, like, I'm not nervous or whatever. That's bullshit, everyone is nervous before the fight, you know what I mean? But that's just before the fight. The difference is between the beginners and the experienced professional is when you're in the ring, you are more relaxed, more calculated, But all this nervousness or whatever you call it is there every time is there, before the fight, because you're going to fight, it's just, between like life and death, or something, you're not going to play soccer or whatever, So yeah, that's before the fight. But it's nice feeling. I like it, I like the pressure, I like this feeling, but yeah, and after that it's just fucking nice, But yeah,
George, it's the 27th of Jan. You're in the ring. You're looking at Ionel, and we're seconds out from the start of the fight. What's going through your head at that point?
Just to win. Don't get hurt. Don't get not hurt. Don't get hit. Hit and don't get hit. And just come out victorious. That's all it is. It's about winning. That's all it's about. And it's not being disrespectful to my opponent, slagging off my opponent, bad mouthing my opponent. I'm just there to win. And then after, we go and have a beer together. He's paying.
I know. What about you? What are you thinking? Seconds out from the start of the fight. You're looking George in the eye. What's going through your head?
I'm just thinking how I'm gonna beat this guy, and as soon as possible. I don't want to waste any time. Exactly. It doesn't matter how hard the fight is. You just want. Doesn't matter. Everything it takes. So yeah. When I'm in the ring, I'm prepared to die in the ring, just to get that win, So I'm always trying my best, I've been knocked down a couple of times. I'm just going, I'm just want to win. That's it. That's always going through my mind, that at that time, just win is the key, you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter how hard it is or whatever.
Well, I think the fans are really in for a treat of this fight. This is going to be a war, and I hope we see a knockout. I hope we see a knockout in dramatic fashion. Obviously, we're expecting a show with this fight. We know you got the power. We know got that knockout power, both of you, and this fight could be fight of the night. Have you guys got any last words to say to each other?
No, listen, train hard. Have a great Christmas, and love to your family. And I'll see you on the 27th. That's it. Nothing. You're not going to get no bad mouthing from me. You're not going to get this trying to sell fights. It's not my style. I'd rather shake your hand. Let's get it on. Shake it after, and let's go for a beer after. That's it.
Yeah. If I'll have a good Christmas, that means I'm not gonna get ready for the fight. You know what I mean? So
good point. So
yeah,
I'll send you a picture of my chicken.
Yeah, listen, same here. Just train hard. That's I want to expect the best, George, in that night. So gives me extra motivation. So that's all. Be safe, you and family. Have a good Christmas, and that's it, mate.
Top man, thank you.
Well, these men face off on January 27th at BKB36. This is going to be a war. Don't miss it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.